Welcome back to HullKR.tv with the half-time scoreline of the Robins 6, the Salford City Reds 18. Craig Hall about to restart. He strikes it right-footed, it's hanging. It really well bounced that. He's offside, he's offside! Penalty to the Robins, that's a brilliant start. But let's not forget Rovers had a similar start to the first half and they didn't capitalise, they need to now. They're 18-6 down. Withers delays the pass. Burns finds Dobson. Dobson to Greg Eden. Eden tries to beat the defence. Patterson moves it back from left to right, and Lovegrove with the charge in. Rovers really do need a score to really lift their confidence. Dobson short to Patterson. Oh, he's gone in as the big man. He's gone in as the big man. That's a try for Rovers. Under a minute of the second half played, and Rovers get the response they needed. Corey Patterson's second try of the afternoon, and it's now Hull Kingston Rovers 10, the Salford City Reds 18. Great start to the second half for Craig Sandercock's men.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind start to the second half, isn't it, Rob? For us up here on the gantry and also for the team as well. We hot-footed it up and we saw that excellent try from the Robins. Good kick-off from Craig Hall, that'll do his confidence good as well, good boost for him. Good hands from the Robins, good play, good refereeing as well, it's got to be said. And yeah, like you say, although Rovers had an excellent start at the beginning of the first half, they didn't actually capitalise on that so much, did they, and post any real points on the board. So yeah, good start for the Robins. Hopefully we can kick on from here. Salford have had their fortune now, and Rovers, to be fair, couldn't play much worse than they did in the second half, could they, in the first half, so hopefully they'll kick on.
So Dobson's around 14 metres in from touch, drills it towards the uprights, and the flags are raised. And Rovers have cut the lead to 6 points once again. I'm sure Craig Sandercock really did tear into his side. 18-12 now to the City Reds, but plenty of time left in this match. Restart was a difficult one, and Alex Brown did well to take it. It looked as though Greg Eden was going to charge in and claim that one, so Brown made a good call. Here's Graham Horn now, wrapped up by three white shirts, 20 metres from his own line. Withers will go centre field to Beaumont. Beaumont with the dummy and then takes the two-man tackle. There's certainly a distinctive breeze behind the Robins in this half. Patterson could be the game breaker on the evidence of what we've seen. Whenever he's injected himself into this game, Rovers have gone on the front foot. Beaumont tries to get to halfway, goes down a few metres from it. On the last, Burns. Will it be that dink? He's dummied. He's wrapped up, and Travis took the wrong option then. He was wrapped up by Jordan James. Jordan James perhaps saying then, Dan, you're not going to take me out.
Yeah, very good, Rob. We all know what you're watching on Saturday evening then. Yeah, it's a poor option from Travis. Probably the worst. It's probably the only bad decisions he made in about 3 or 4 games, isn't it? So he'll hold his hand up. He'll certainly look to make up for that error as well. You can guarantee that. Teammates need to back him up and make sure that doesn't cost Rovers as well.
That was a good ball, but good tackle, and it's gone. The offload to Sneed, who's running laterally, and he beats Netherton and has to be hauled down desperately by Lovegrove and Beaumont. Rovers weren't set defensively, they're on the back foot. Gleeson with that footwork of his is offloaded to Farge. Oh, look at the gun, the player's gone through the middle. An offload, and Burns needs to make that tackle. And Salter's got it for Rovers. And did Salter lose it then? Difficult to say. May have done, but I think Rovers get the benefit of the doubt. But Salford as an attacking threat, Dan, they still look capable of scoring points. We'll bring you in just a second because Rovers are attacking out wide. Hall, it's cut down by Farge. Rovers will cross halfway surely with Patterson. Drops the shoulder and goes himself. Good game this, although Rovers perhaps aren't playing as well as we hoped. I think there's going to be a few twists and turns. Dobson, will he run at them? He's put the kick in behind. It may bounce. Salford have got it. They need to bring him down, and they've done so. Repeat set for the Robins.
Yeah, that's the next best thing, isn't it, Rob, to a score? Yeah, like you say, Rovers are good putting something in attack, but couple Salford's excellent attacking play with Rovers' lacklustre defence this afternoon, and you've got a real game on your hands. East Stand have woken up now as well. They've had something now that they think they're going to have to follow the Robins and maybe lift them a little bit and push them over the line today, because contrary to what probably everybody in the ground believes, Salford haven't come just to lie down, have they?
No, they're full of confidence. It would be a great win if they could take the spoils this afternoon. Greg Eden takes the restart and Jason Neferton charges in. Free shirts from Salford bring him down midway inside their half of the field. Withers now finds Beaumont. Just had to juggle with that one, but retained possession. Rovers going into the danger zone now. Withers, and Dobson's put it down. Not what you expect from your skipper, uncharacteristic mistake, but it's just the way this game's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, everyone just needs to relax, I think, Rob. Take in the sun, have a little drink, and just enjoy yourself out there. I think maybe the pressure's building on Rovers now because of the scoreline, we've only got, just over half an hour to play. They are behind on the scoreboard. They've got points in them, we all know that, don't we, Rob? But it's just putting that practice into the game and just rolling over Salford, because I think they are there to be taken.
Can Rovers force the error from the Salford City Reds? Andrew Dixon is the man in possession, being driven back a metre or so by Lovegrove. Gibson scoots away from the play the ball, grounded midway inside his own half. They've switched to the short side. Fend, but Travis Burns with the good tackle. They'll come once again, will Salford. Jacob Emmett wrapped up, still inside Salford territory, so this isn't a bad set defensively from Rovers. They've put the deep kick downfield through the boots of Sneed. It will bounce kindly for Greg Eden, and Eden returns the ball up to the 30 before he's dumped on his back. The ball's come out, and it's a knock on, and to me, Dan, that's the correct decision. Didn't see any ball steal. They dumped him on his back and he lost possession.
Yeah, I think that's just a good tackle, isn't it, Rob? A good strong three-man tackle. Inevitably the fans will say that Greg Eden should be carrying the ball in one hand, but he did exactly what he needed to do. Two hands and then wrapped it under his arm, taking it into contact. Just a good tackle, Rob, at the end of the day, and the ball squeezed out.
It spells danger for the red and whites though, because Salford now have an attacking position inside Rovers' half. Gleeson comes in from the centre position but can't beat the three-man tackle of the Robins. Withers was there, Payer was there, Lovegrove was there. They'll come again. Jacob Emmett, that's a good shot. Lifted and dumped by Corey Patterson. Really dominated the ball carrier then, did the Rovers number 12. But still there's work to be done. Lovegrove limps away from that play the ball. Farge, he's lost it. And he manages to pull it back in, does Jordan James. And if Salford score in this set, Rovers will be ruining that. It's with Sneed now. Ball around the back. Goes to McGoldrick. McGoldrick just tries to power his way through the defence. On the last. Rovers need to be aware of this kick that once again. They've gone short to Gaskill. Good pick up from Graham Horn. Great balance, great awareness. And he gets possession for his side. Brown running into a defensive line which looked as though they'd strayed offside, but nothing doing from Thierry Alibert once again. If anything, I suppose he's let the game flow, but it's debatable whether these defences are onside at the best of times. Withers now up the middle to Mickey Payer. Spread the play to Patterson. Patterson tries to run over the top of the small standoff. Second effort could have been penalised. Mickey Payer, we need some yardage from you now. On the last, surely Dobson will kick deep or Travis will kick deep. It's gone to Dobbo. It's the dribble through towards the touchline. It's asking questions of Gaskill. They're trying to force him towards the touchline, but he did well. The tall number 6 for Salford. But Rovers have got to put some pressure on. They need to force the ball out. They need Salford to knock on. We need to play the game in this half of the field. While Salford hold this 6-point advantage and the clock is ticking away, anxiety will set in amongst the fans and the players, and that's good news. There's the knock-on we wanted, and it's Martin Gleeson who acknowledges it. I think he was under pressure from big Corey Patterson there.
Yeah, that's a good option for Rovers. That's a good defensive set, you've got to say, because Salford were looking very, very much disjointed coming forward with the ball there. Rovers in defence, to be fair, were also, so just as well that they weren't looking to move the ball around, because there might have been holes in the Rovers defence, but it's a good strong shot from Corey and just what his side needed.
So just inside Salford half, Rovers get possession. Liam Salter is wrapped up. Jacob Emmett driving him back, dumped onto his back, and the French referee allows some extra seconds. Mika comes on to replace Beaumont. The ball carrier now is Lovegrove. Makes good meters. Wanted the penalty, but nothing doing. Withers finds Burns. Dobson at pace. Links to Eden. Great ball to David Hodgson. Good defence from Danny Williams over on the far side though. But Rovers are only 26 metres out. Can they get their third score of the afternoon? Oh, and Mika went through. And they've allowed it to go as Thierry Alibert could have been penalised, but Rovers get the benefit of the doubt. Dobson delays the pass, and now they've put it down again. That's the advantage, so Rovers need to be aware. Oh, and that's a ball over the top, and it will all be pulled back. That free play, I'm not a fan of it, Dan. I think it's farcical, but Salford could have taken advantage of the half chance, but Dobson knocks on in the 20, Burns knocks on in the 20. You're not going to win games with mistakes like that from your playmakers.
No, absolutely not. They've been absolutely exemplary, haven't they, Rob, over the last month or so? You've got to say, and when those two are coming up with errors, then you've got to wonder if it's one of them days that you're not going to get the result. Rovers still only 6 points behind on the scoreboard and playing absolutely awful, it's got to be said. So just a 10-minute passage of play, they can post a couple of scores, and I think that would kill Salford off. Salford really can't. I don't think they've got much more to give.
Well, you say that, but they've got plenty of pace out there. If Williams or Broughton get a running opportunity, there would be difficult men to catch. So Rovers have really got to be on their mettle defensively. It's with Jewett, who's back on for his second spell. Big, tough, aggressive prop forward is Jewett, and he's offloaded. He had 4 Rovers defenders on him, and he still managed to get the ball out. Gleeson switches the angle of attack. Runs laterally. And the breaking through at pace. It's Daryl Griffin. 1 tackle remains. Rovers are short on numbers, and that's the way Salford have gone. Alex Brown is being shielded by Salter. He does well, the wingman, and good play from the centre as well. He knew he wasn't going to get near the ball, so he tried to protect the man who was going to be underneath it in red and white.
Yeah, good play from Salter. At last, Thierry Alibert deciding that's enough at the play of the ball. We're fully 65 minutes into the game, Rob, and that's pretty much the first infringement that is penalised for messing around at the play of the ball. It's been probably, you've got to say, the slowest play of the ball from any referee this season, and it just doesn't help either team, does it? When that's the kind of defensive plays he's allowing. Rovers, you've got to say, that's the first relieving penalty they've probably had for a good hour.
Let's hope Rovers can make some good inroads now into the Salford defensive line. Graham Horn with tackle number 1. Withers is there. He moves the ball in field to Burns. He needs a runner. It's gone to Mika. He's crossed halfway underneath the 3-man tackle of the City Reds. Jordan James was there. Daryl Griffin was there. Here's big Mickey Payer. Finds the skipper who puts on the afterburners. tried to sneak his way through the gap, did Dobson. Payer, offload to Burns, there's a gap. He feeds Graham Horn, big collision. Quick play, the ball's needed. Graham Horn got absolutely clattered there, but Rovers are still on the attack. Corey Patterson, that pass looked forward, but play on, and it's on the last. Dobson has took a poor option for me. It's with Mika, interception. What's he given? Touched by a Salford hand. Rovers have got a very good decision here. But in fairness, Dan, that passage of last tackle option was dreadful. We've got out of jail then.
Yeah, it was scrappy at best, wasn't it, Rob? But we've seen so many times this season Rovers off-the-cuff rugby producing points at the end of it. Just today, it's just not quite on the money, is it? The runners just aren't in the gaps that we expect them to be. And yeah, I think you're right, Rob. We got away with it there. Good bad decision from Kerry Elliott, only he knows that.
Just 24 and a half minutes remaining. 18-12 to the City Reds. I think Greg Eden may inject himself into the play here. Here's Burns with that step again. Wrapped up by three desperate Salford defenders. They're really roughing Travis up, testing his temperament rather. Crash ball for Mika from Dobson. Rovers now, they're only 8 metres out. This will lift the crowd if Rovers can get over, but Mika's now taken a knock. It looks a bad one as well. Withers finds Burns. Dobson needs a runner. Big Corey Patterson's on a hat-trick. That's a poor offload. And Salford have got possession, and Rovers simply had absolutely no need for that pass. They still had 2 free tackles remaining. They could have moved the defence one way than the other. They're just simply trying to force the ball.
Yeah, that's what this scoreline brings, doesn't it, Rob? I think maybe Patterson expecting somebody to be right up on his shoulder, not quite as far back as Dobson was, but again, on another day, Rob, it goes for you. We keep repeating ourselves, but it's just turning out to be one of those games, isn't it?
Oh, Travis Burns was ran through then by the big man. That may well have been the shoulder injury then showing on Travis. McGoldrick's got Salford going forward. That's an offload. Oh, and that was clever play from Broughton to Goldrick. Cries are forward, and Salford are promoting this ball. And Gaskell's gone for the gap. He's lost it. Great play from Dobson. Dave Hodgson with the ball return. Has he give a penalty here? What's he give? First knock on. The important thing being Rovers get head and feed at the scrum. Gaskell then looked as though he was going to create the winning try for Salford, and Rovers were on the nerve edges then. There was a collective hold of breath in the stadium as Salford launched that attack. Things will settle down again. Eden takes the tackle. Big cry of held from the French referee. The players will be feeling it now in this heat. Here's Lovegrove, good powerful burst. Held up by the tackle of Matty Ashurst. Withers, he spotted a gap, he's clever, but it was quickly closed down by James, who's working hard for his team. The ball to Dobson wasn't the best. Craig Hall's escaped. Go on, Hawley, run! Inside to Dave Hodgson, who did well to take the ball. Rovers still with a couple of tackles remaining. That could have been a penalty. The Salford defensive line is set. Burns, oh, they've done it again. Oh my word. Every time we get to that 20-metre line, somebody drops the ball.
Yeah, they do, Rob, but the referee's got to take a bit of responsibility there, because that play of the ball was absolutely... It was so slow, it was unbelievable. Rovers were set to make the attacking play. The referee's letting them hold down for an age on the ground. And Rob, you can't attack when the referee's not letting you attack.
Kick downfield won't be a 40-20, but it's a good positional one. Greg Eden's going to have to play it. He'll get back into the field of play. Gets over the 10-metre line, and then Salford once again trying to slow this play the ball down. Dobson feeds Brown, who's come in to look for some work. Half a gap but closed as he tried to burst through it. They're offside a mile there as Craig Hall makes some good meters. Thierry Alibert tells them to get on halfway. David Hodgson with the scoot. Rovers have made good yardage in this set, and that's a penalty, and Rovers will be able to camp out now in the Salford 20. Hopefully they won't lose possession.
Yeah, they may be better off attacking from halfway, Rob, as it's going this afternoon, because, like you say, the ball retention in the opposition red zone, as they call it, has been next to rubbish, hasn't it? So, good platform for Rovers. You really would expect, as I've said about 4 times already, them to kick on from this position, but it's just not happening. And the longer the game goes, Rob, the more twitchy we're going to get.
We're back underway, and it's big Mickey Payer with a tremendous drive. Looks as though Corey Patterson's going to have to leave the field. That's a blow. Dobson's 12 metres out. In the shadow of the post now are the Robins. Lincoln Withers will look both ways. He goes left to Dobson. There's the pass to Hall. Hall trying to produce some magic. He's wrapped up by Gleeson, but they've managed to stay in the field of play. It narrows the angle though down on this Rovers attack. Dobson spins it infield. A good tackle goes in from Stephen Wild. Rovers running out of tackles in this set. There's a gap for Dobson, and he's gone through it, and Dobson scores for Rovers. Get in, Michael Dobson. Third try for the Robins. It didn't look as though it was going to come, but it did in the end. And surely with this conversion, Rovers will be tied up at 18 points all.
Yeah, that's well and truly the ship steadied for me, Rob. Just glancing down to the Salford bench after that score. Everyone to a man, coach, doctor, player. Can't believe how big that gap was for Michael Dobson to scroll through. Absolutely awful defence, you've got to say, from the Salford City Reds, or the Whites as they are this afternoon, but the way this game's going, Rob, we'll take anything, won't we? We don't care whether it's bad defence, excellent attack, or a bit of both. Poor refereeing. We want the points on the board, and we've got them now. Kick on, Rovers.
The try scorer is lining up the conversion. 18 minutes remaining in this game as Dobson steps up and ties up the scoreline at 18 all. The game's there to be won, but which side wants it the most? Salford will be disappointed, having led 18-6. They may still have a say in this. Rovers have really got to take control, cut out the errors, and get the noses in front.
Not a shadow of a doubt, Rob. They've got the likes of Broughton, they've got Danny Williams on the right, Mark Sneed in the middle. They've got players that can score from anywhere on the field. So a loose ball, a drop ball, a good kick, and anything can happen. Rovers just need to fix it now.
Mickey Payer, big drive in, met by 3 defenders. Eventually, McGoldrick pinned him to the floor. Here's Graham Horn. He's worked hard this afternoon. That looks high, and that's a relieving penalty. It's gone against Darryl Griffin. Lee Jewett just having words with one of the Rovers players. Perhaps Salford just starting to lose their discipline. It was all going hunky-dory for them. 2 tries to the good. How crucial will that missed penalty be by Sneyd right on half-time? We'll talk about it at the end of the match. But if Rovers can get the noses in front, they haven't led in this game, surely that would perhaps deflate the Salford City Reds. Here's Walker now. Wrapped up by the 2-man tackle, but we're in Salford's half. Withers delays the pass to Burns. The link to Dobson. Onto the ball. That pace comes Reece Lovegrove. He almost flew through that gap. Rovers are buzzing now. Dobson, flat pass to Adam Walker. Good offload. It's Josh Hodgson. He needs to just take that tackle, does Josh. 10 metres out from the Salford line. Can Rovers get over for the 4th score? Dobson directing operations, finds Payer. He needs a man on his shoulder. Oh, it's gone loose. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got it. And it's a try for Rovers. 4th of the afternoon. And we're in front. by 22 points to 18. It all relied on a safe pickup from Craig Hall. He hasn't had the best of afternoons, but when he needed to be good, he was good enough.
Yeah, brilliant pickup from Craig Hall. Slightly loose pass from Dobson, but when you've got that many options, you've got that many runners at different angles, there's always somebody there to pick the ball up. Big pat on the back, big rats for Mickey Payer in the middle as well. Took the ball in hard. Salford defence set to take the tackle, and he just turned his back, popped the ball straight back out. Good quick hands from Mickey Payer to Michael Dobson, and then from there on in it was just routine Rovers from this season gone, and good rugby. Salford now are there, they're dead and buried for me, Rob. They are dead and buried. No, you're shaking your head, Rob, but they've been hanging on for me this second half. Rovers have given them every single chance possible to put some points on them, and they're out on the feet for me, Rob. They're giving penalties away, they're slipping off tackles, and for me, Rovers can only go on and win this.
Well, I hope your confidence is repaid, Dan. For me, Rovers still need another score. They need to get 2 tries in front of Salford before I'll be confident. This kick could be absolutely crucial from skipper Dobson. Only 5 metres in from touch. The East Stand will let us know. And the silence sold it all then. It's gone across the face, so it's a slender advantage to the Robins, 22-18. And we have 14 and a half minutes remaining in this game.
Now, just looking at the Salford body language, Rob, they've hung on for as long as they can, 65 minutes plus. It's been admirable, you've got to say, but Rovers are on the front foot now. 2 quick scores, and they've really set the stall out in the remainder of this second half.
Eden was safely under the restart, and he fed Adam Walker and Jewett. It's getting tasty, that. They seem to be looking for one another. Mickey Payer, the Mr. Reliable, the go-to man. Good offload to Josh Hodgson, who did well to take it under pressure from Gleeson. Rovers now are buzzing. Oh, and it was put down, and that would have been a walk-in for Williams. Oh, had it gone to the Rovers man, it may well have been try time, but if Williams likewise had took that, we would have been 20-all, and he would surely have ran the art for the sticks. This game, Dan, has got a long way to go.
A man of your vintage, Rob, you need to stop getting so excited. It's just a game of rugby league, but an excellent game, you've got to say, this second half, isn't it? It's served up some decent rugby in comparison to the first. It's not always been up there with the best games skill-wise, but certainly excitement, you can't knock it. As referee Thierry Alibert is not happy with that scrum, so he's going to bring both sets of forwards back to play that again. But certainly, like I say, Rob, very exciting afternoon in the sunshine for everyone.
So Rovers get back on the front foot with David Hodgson. 4 metres inside his own half, directly up the centre of the field. Josh Hodgson will be playing in the second row, with Withers operating in the hooking role. There is Withers, he switched it. Graham Horn dummies and goes himself, wrapped up by McGoldrick. Rovers edging the way up towards that 20-metre danger zone. Travis Burns, that wasn't the best of passes. And Adam Walker, well, that one had hospital written all over it. He won't thank him, won't Adam Walker. Here's Dobson, man of the match by a mile today. Reece Lovegrove starting to come to the fore as well. 1 tackle remains for the Robins. They've gone short side. Eden's put the dink through. Salford have got it, but they're only a metre or so from their own line. Can Rovers force the mistake? This is where they're saying to Salford, if you want to win this game, you're going to have to produce something special. Discipline from Rovers has to be good also. That's tackle number 3. They'll go up the middle now with Geordie Broughton. He's driven back. This is great defensive work from the red and whites. They know if they can get the win in this game, they've got 2 weeks to really rest themselves for the Warrington game. Look at that, Dan. Last tackle. Salford have made 10 metres. That's a risky ball. There's the dink over. And it's gone to Liam Salter. And well, the knees went in there from Emmett. He felt that, did the youngster. Alex Brown, he's absolutely smashed by the big men. Lee Jewett Salford's discipline is becoming questionable. One more Rovers try may be enough to see this side off. Mickey Payer bumps off one, has another charge in. They're getting very, very aggressive as Salford, and Mickey Payer will just laugh at them. But Rovers do need this killer try. Burns finds Dobson. The ball round the back to Eden. Could have been a penalty. Eden's got himself and offloaded to Dobson. Dobson looking for an option. He takes the tackle 13 metres out from the posts. Surely Burns needs to inject himself here. He goes himself, does Travis, on the last. Kick to the corner. We've got height in Hall. Oh, and it looks as though there's an injured man. It's Travis Burns. With till 10 minutes of this game remaining, that would be a blow. The kick in behind from Dobson is too strong. And Rovers have got to put in another defensive set like they did in the last set.
Yeah, you've got to credit Salford for their defensive effort there. I mean, there's, like you say, a few questionable tackles, it's got to be said, but again, the ref's not going to give it, Rob, you're just going to carry on putting it in, aren't you? We've been playing without Travis for this second half, in my opinion. He's not fully fit. He's certainly not imposing himself on the game as he has done recently.
Looks as though Jacob Emmett took a knock there, so Thierry Alibert has called time off. Nice to see that even in the heat of battle, Mickey Payer went and looked straight to the physios and signalled for them to run on. The timekeeper has been stopped with 9 minutes 51 seconds remaining in this game, and Rovers leading by 22 points to 18. 4 tries to 3, 3 conversions apiece, but still the game is in the balance. So Salford play the ball. A real war of attrition now. They've played for over 70 minutes in this hothouse conditions here at MS3 Craven Park. That's a lost ball. Oh, what are you doing, referee? He's seen it eventually. He had to get the call. How did he miss that? How did he miss it? Thierry Alibert.
Maybe his hair was in his eyes, Rob, and he couldn't actually quite catch the ball going down there, but he's poor, isn't he?
Amazingly, he had to get the call from his touch judge. Once again, the timekeeper is stopped. Still need this try. That will push Rovers 2 scores in front for me. It would be hard for Salford to get 2 tries in the last 10 minutes. But Rovers have got to kill them off. They're looking to do so with Greg Eden. He'll play the ball to Withers, 22 metres out. Dobson, head and shoulders the best player on the field this afternoon. Looks for the big meter maker. Mickey Payer is still driving it forward. Dumped eventually 13 metres out to the left-hand side of the post. Dobson looking to put some doubt in. And Rovers are only a metre shy of that line then, as Reece Lovegrove will play the ball. It finds Dobson again. Into the hands of Adam Walker. He spins away from Jewett, setting up the attack for which the pivots can come into play. Here's Dobson, short pass to Burns. He's got himself. Oh! That's the winner now for Travis Burns. 26 points to 18. And we can start to breathe easy now, Dan. Took a long time, but it came eventually. 72 minutes of play. Travis Burns goes in underneath the posts.
Yeah, I called it, Rob. You were a bit less optimistic, but you could just tell from the momentum that Rovers had. I mean, the game's not over yet, don't get me wrong, but like I say, Salford, I think they've put a valiant effort in today. You've got to say, considering their position on the league ladder, Rovers, I don't think they'll play any worse than this season. This is probably on a par with how they played away at Salford, if we're honest. Probably worse than that, to be fair, but they've done what they had to do. They've got the 2 points on the board, haven't they? Hopefully, as we say. And Travis has been quiet. I think he's been carrying an injury, but he just that old Paul Manson show and go, wasn't it? And he took himself and he backed himself. As to be fair, he's had a good go all game, a couple of those, and this one came off for him.
It's a great position for Dobson's fourth successful kick of the afternoon. Salford take off Lee Jewett, and the Rovers' number 7 composes himself. 7 minutes 19 seconds remaining as Dobson give Rovers a 10-point advantage. We're in the dying embers of this game, and it looks as though the Robins may well have done enough to take the spoils. This restart will be important then. If Salford get possession and manage to force the way over, the nerves will be jangling once again.
Yeah, like I say, it's only 10 points from 2 converted tries. 7 minutes is more than enough time for a team to do that, especially if you get a quick score from the kick-off. So this is a crucial moment in the game.
It's not gone the 10. Oh, and it did eventually, and Josh Hodgson had the presence of mind not to relax then. I think most players were just thinking the penalty will be given, but Josh Hodgson made sure he took possession of the football, and it was important that he did. And I think Rovers are just starting to overpower Salford now. Here's Adam Walker, runs at Jacob Emmett. 2 defenders come in to assist. Godwin was low down. I think there's another try in this for Rovers. Good ball from Josh, finds Dobbo. Dobbo through the gap. Hauled down by 2 defenders, but Rovers are only 24 metres from that try line once again. It's with Josh Hodgson. Just goes direct up the middle. Will Rovers kick for position? Will they try to force the repeat set? Graham Horne goes himself, backs himself. It was a clever play from Horne because it's taken him to just 2 metres from the line, and Rovers now will just simply fly into the faces of the ball carrier.
I think Greg Eden was probably supposed to be on his shoulder for the offload there, Rob, to be honest, but Graham Horne's run his blood to absolute water, really justifying that extra 2-year contract that he's been offered and taken this week. Real stalwart in the Rovers team when he signed. I don't think many people thought he would be a shoe-in, week out, but you've got to see, you can't imagine a team without Graham Horne at the moment, because he really does give everything, doesn't he? And with a fair bit of skill on there as well.
Credit to Salford, they're still trying to play rugby, and they've earned a penalty for a high shot. I don't think the players are making too much of that one, in fairness, and Mickey Payer was the guilty man, and it was on probably the smallest man on the field, Theo Farge. He shows moments of quality, does Theo Farge, but I'm not sure he's top quality, Dan, do you?
No, but he's maybe been thrown in at the deep end as a half-back, as many of these clubs do. They bring players in and they expect the world from them, rather than, as Rovers often do, bring a player in and give him time to bed in and give him the chance to prove himself. I think he's shown enough for me today, Rob. I think he's a good player.
He just did enough then to hang on to possession, and Salford with a good offload. It was Sneed, the man who promoted the ball, but Rovers were there in numbers to make the tackle. We're into the final 5 minutes. Emmett with the charge in, but well met by Lincoln Withers. Lincoln Withers is not the biggest of guys, but boy, he's tough. Salford now looking to have the final say, or a say that will get them back into this game. If they score, it's going to be nervous times. How many tackles remain to Thierry Alibert? Still 2. Sneed finds Gleeson, ball out wide, finds Geordie Broughton. He's got away from Brown. He's powering for the line. Rovers have got to stop the score, otherwise it's going to be a nervous end to this game. Sneed with the dink through. There should be a Rovers player there. Oh, and there's offside. Dobson palmed it. Eden took it. 3.5 minutes remaining. 10 points the advantage. Salford need 2 scores, but they're hammering down the Rovers' door once again. Ball back inside to Farge. The spread into play wide to Gaskill. Missed out, cut out pass to Broughton. Forward pass, and with it goes Salford's chances in this game. They needed to score then, Dan. Otherwise they had absolutely no hope. As it is now, they've got Bob Hope.
I don't think that was a massively forward pass in the scheme of things today, Rob, to be fair, but they had to push it in there. They had to try something, and I think the East Stand probably called that one Mr. Aliber, with his ears wide open, listening to that one as Graham Horn gets a good applause as he comes off the field. Literally can't lift his feet off the ground, and it's understandable because he really has put a shift in today. Excellent effort from him. Just listen to that. Rovers now just going to settle it for the last 2.5 minutes. No need to push anything. I'm sure they will though, knowing Rovers, but like I say, nothing fancy for me.
Will Rovers produce a spectacular long distance try in which to send the fans home happy? There's no game next week because of the Challenge Cup. Many of these players will be thankful for that. Payer charges in, tries to shoulder off the number 23, Ryan McGoldrick, who did enough to hang on. It looks as though, has Payer taken a knock? No, he gets to his feet. But that's a high shot on Withers on halfway, and with 2 minutes remaining still, Dan, Rovers are going to have a few charges at the line here.
I've got a feeling Dobson might decide to take the two here. No, he's going to kick for touch and just keep the ball moving around in the hands. So, yeah, Rovers looking to finish off with a score, Rob.
Craig Hall takes Rovers to within 25 metres of the line. We have 90 seconds remaining. Beaumont with the drive, runs into 3 white shirts. Commendable performance from Salford, but Rovers have kept them scoreless in this second half, and that's been the key. Adam Walker, he's worked hard again. Must be hard for these big men in this heat, but they've never stopped going forward. Travis Burns goes himself. He had a runner in Josh Hodgson, but the options were cut down by the defenders. Dobson looks for Josh Hodgson. Here's Greg Eden. Will he go himself? He's fed Alex Brown. There's a gap for Brown. And he's been turned over and he's lost possession, has he? Yes, he has. And that would have been the icing on the cake for Rovers, but it wasn't to be. The man of the match is about to be announced, and I think number 7 will be called.
Number 26, Alex Brown.
Well, I think that the hot conditions and the alcohol has affected the sponsors' man of the match award. It goes to Alex Brown. Well done, Alex. I didn't mean that disrespectfully, but for me, Dobson was the man of the match today.
Yeah, Dobson or Horn in the forwards, for me, but to be fair, Brown's done nothing wrong, Rob. He's had a good game, he had a good solid game, it's got to be said. As Rovers, can they put a score on now? I don't think they're going to bother packing this scrum down as the Hooters about to go.
Yep, that will be it. It's another win for the Robins. It wasn't the best performance. It was scrappy, plenty of errors, but Rovers showed character to come back from 18 points to 6 down at half time to take this game. A poor first half, but then Rovers really did turn the tables. That great restart from Craig Hall was knocked on by the Salford City Reds, and Rovers got the ball wide for Corey Patterson to crash his way over. Dobson converted, and it was 18-12. Rovers then had to wait almost 20 minutes for their next try, but who do you want to be the man in the possession of the ball when you need a score? Yes, Michael Dobson. He stepped through the gap, went in underneath the post, converted his own try, and it was 18-all. Just 3 minutes later, Rovers, on the back of a penalty and some good drives from Payer and Lovegrove, got the ball wide. It was a loose pass. Craig Hall with a fantastic pickup. He got the ball down, and for the first time, Rovers led. Dobson couldn't convert, and it was a 4-point advantage at 22-18. Then 8 minutes remaining. Travis Burns, who is clearly playing through the pain barrier, he's charged his way, stepping underneath the post. Dobson converted. Salford's challenge was over. Rovers' quest for the playoff continues. They win this game here at MS3 Craven Park in front of just under 7,000 spectators by 28 points to 18.